Myles Garrett talked about teaming up with Za'Darius Smith.
We've texted back and forth, talk about different things, different ideas, but it's good to see him in person. We haven't really got that opportunity other than today and yesterday. And he really has a very outgoing personality. He's really bubbly, really fun, and I have moments of that, but he's got it all the time. So really just trying to find where our chemistry lies. But I think we can have a lot of fun, and we could really make some things happen on the field and really elevate this team.
And you kind of saw it earlier in the show. We showed them on the blocking sled. They paired them up on the blocking sled. There's going to be that really fun, productive competition between the two of them that good teams have that make units really good when it gets rolling.
That's exactly what you need between high-end players, especially at that position. You need guys that are just try to outdo each other. Try to outdo Myles Garrett. Go ahead. Because he's going to come right back at you and try to do the same thing. And if those guys bring that kind of attitude to the field, quarterbacks aren't going to be happy to see them line up. That's a scary proposition. And then you got someone like Obo. It's going to be a lot of danger out there facing this Browns defense.
Yeah, and you got a guy who in Jim Schwartz, he's gonna know exactly how to fan it. Think about the units that he has coached. They usually have 4 or 5 really, really good defensive linemen.
Yeah, very productive, and not just in sacks. I know that's what we always talk about, but it's pressures. It's making quarterbacks uncomfortable. If you can affect the passer, you affect the game. And Jim Schwartz has done that his entire career.
The other thing that I'm really curious to see is how this secondary responds, because he's had defensive lines that are elite. This might be the most talented secondary that he's had. It's a really, really talented secondary.
Especially you just think about the cornerbacks and their ability to play man, and that's what he likes to do, is that cover one man look. We'll see how much of his philosophy's changed since his time in Tennessee. But if he just lets these guys do what they excel at, I just know these cornerbacks better be ready to tackle, because there's going to be quarterbacks that get rid of the ball earlier than they need to because of the fear of the pass rush. So there's going to be a lot of times where they're going to have to come up and make the tackle short of the sticks. And that has been a sticking point in the past. But as far as just man-on-man coverage, I mean, it's there's going to be turnovers just from PBUs and overthrows and tips. And we'll see if these safeties are ready. I know Thornhill can play the post, and we know Delpit can do some things. I just don't know how deep they are at that position. I'll be interested to see how he utilizes McLeod. But they definitely have the defensive backs where they can shake things up and play different kind of fronts and coverages. And kind of the marriage, I think that was always off in the past with Woods, it wasn't a perfect marriage between what he was asking the back end to do and the front. You're not going to have that problem with Schwartz.
Yeah, the other thing is Schwartz mentioned that they're probably going to play a lot of 3 safeties because they have 3 starting quality safeties.
Yeah, it does scare me, though, that what's the depth behind those 3? And I think that's something that needs to be addressed. D'Anthony Bell is a guy who could take a step, but I wouldn't be, there's a couple UDFAs that can make this roster just because that room isn't the deepest. At the top, they definitely have 3 playable assets, and keeping them on the field at the same time could be hard if one of them goes down. You might have to see them change their coverages up a little bit, but they have the guys that can do that.